Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So today I'm back with another video, and this time I will be showing you how to make a cute daisy bucket hat. So these are my squares that I already made. I will be showing you how to make these squares. So I did 5 squares, so we will be needing a total of 6 squares to complete this hat. So I have my 4.5mm crochet hook here. I have my darning needle, my stitch marker, and also my scissors. You will also need measuring tape. This is optional. You don't have to use a measuring tape, but if you want to measure your squares, you can measure them. So you will need approximately 3 different color yarn to make your hat, and this is going to be my primary color. I did use this color before to make a hat for my daughter. I really fell in love with the tone of this yarn, so I am using it again. So guys, if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified each time I post a video. And to my regular viewers and subscribers, thank you so much guys, I do appreciate it. So let's jump in the video. So to begin, we will start off by making a magic ring. So if you have your own way of making your magic ring, you can go ahead and do so, but this is the way how I make mine. So I make sure that my yarn is on this side, and I will wrap it around my 3 fingers here, and I will insert my hook and then pull up a loop. Once I have that, make sure that this string here is laying on the left side, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to make 1, 2. So you're going to chain up 2. Now into the ring, you will yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. And that's our first double crochet. So this chain 2 here does not count as a stitch. It's just there to fill the little gap, or as a filler stitch. So you're going to yarn over again, and you're going to go back, and you're going to make another double crochet. And you're going to continue doing this, making double crochet until you get to a total of 12, and then I'll meet you back there. So now I have come to a total of 12 double crochet here, and now I'm going to use my string to pull. And we're going to pull that until this hole is all closed up. So now that it is all closed up, you are going to lay that in the back, and then you are going to make a slip stitch on top of your first double crochet. So this was our chain 2 here, and this is our double crochet, your first double crochet here. So insert your hook there and pull through, and that completes the center part of our flower. Now you're going to chain 1 and fasten off. There it is. So now moving on, you will be getting your white yarn. And what I like to do is kind of work over this bump here. So we're going to go exactly in underneath that bump there, and we're just going to put this to this side here. We're going to get our white yarn, we're going to put that over a hook, you're going to pull that through, making sure that this one is on this side here. You're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. So now that you have done so, you are going to go yarn over, and into that same stitch you are going to make 2 double crochets, but you're not going to finish them. So you're going to pull through 2, and now you have 2 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over again, you're going to go back into that stitch, you're going to pull up a loop, You're going to yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 3 loops in the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Make sure that you have these 2 loops here because you will be working over them. Now you're going to go ahead and chain 2, 1 and 2. Going into the next stitch, you're going to yarn over. You're going to insert your hook into that stitch, pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2. You're going to yarn over again, go back into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 loops in the hook. You're going to yarn over again, go back into that same stitch. So that's our 3rd double crochet. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 4 loops in the hook. You're going to yarn over again and pull through all 4 loops. And that completes our 2nd petal there. Now you're going to chain 2 again, 1, 2, yarn over, go back into the next stitch next to that one. So you should have a total of 12 petals at the end of doing this. So I'm just going to show it to you again. So 1 double crochet, you're not going to complete, yarn over again, going to the same stitch, make another double crochet, you're not going to complete, yarn over again, go back into the same stitch, pull up your loop, pull through 2. Now you have 4 loops in the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Now you're going to chain 2. And you're going to continue that right around, making sure that you chain your 2 and make 3 double crochet in each stitch. And remember, you will not finish your first double crochet. You will continue doing that until you have all your 3 double crochet on the same hook. So I'm going to continue doing that and I'll meet you at the end. So now I have come to the end of making my petals and this is what it looks like. Now we're going to do a slip stitch on top of our first chain 3 here. Chain 1 and fasten off. And that completes our petals. So moving on to our primary color. Now we're going to make the outer part of the square. So to do so, you will insert your hook into one of the chain 2 spaces here. And just as we did before, we're just going to attach our yarn. You're going to hold on this part here. You're going to just pull that down for a little bit. And you're going to go ahead and chain up 1, 2, and 3. Don't have to worry about this. You can just put it to the side and we're going to work over that. So you're going to yarn over and go into there and you're going to make 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2. So our chain 3 count as our first double crochet and then these 2 that we just made. So we're making the corner part of our square here. Now you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. You're going to go back into that same space and you're going to make 3 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So now our corner is now completed. You're going to move over to the next chain 2 space, which is here. You're going to yarn over and this time you'll be doing half double crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, you're going to yarn over, you're going to pull through all 3 loops. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So now we have our first set of half double crochet there. We're going to do another one. You're going to yarn over. You're going to go into that next chain 2 space and make your next 3 sets of half double crochets. And that completes that part there. Now we're going to make another corner. Yarn over, go into the next chain 2 space and make full double crochet. It's 1, 2, 3, chain up 2, 1, 2, yarn over, go back into that same space and make 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And this is how you're going to do the entire thing right around. So now you're going to move on to making 2 more of these half double crochets, and then your next corner, and then 2 more half double crochet, and then you will meet back here. So I'm just going to do that. 1, 2, 3. So that's 1. And the next corner. So I'm just going a little bit fast because I showed you how to make your double crochets. So I'm just repeating the same exact thing of what we did when we're just starting our square. So now we have another square here. Now you're going to make your half double crochets. So continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end of making my square border here. Now you have another corner to do here, and then 2 sets of half double crochet here. So I'll see you then. So now I have come to the end here, and I am going to make my slip stitch into our first double crochet, so that is our chain up 3 here. And then we're going to fasten off. And that completes our square. So there it is, looking all cute. So now you're just going to go ahead and weave in your tail. Kind of like to get these out of the way before I move on. So I'm just going to cut off these. Basically, you're just going to go and insert your needle like inside here and just kind of just weave that in. Okay, you can go around another time and then cut that off. So now that we have done that, we are now going to go ahead and attach our squares. So I'm just laying that aside. And you're just going to string your darning needle and make sure that you have a good amount. About this here. I think this is good enough. And you're just going to go ahead and sew your squares together. So make sure that your squares are on this part here is facing this same side here as well. So you're going to do it like this. So this side and this side should be matching the same thing. And for each side, it has a total of 14 stitches right around. So we have 14 on this side, we have 14 here. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to work into the back loop of this first square and to the back loop of this second square here. I'm just going to pull through. You're going to go into the next back loop on this side and the back loop on this side as well. And you're just going to repeat the same thing over and over. Continue doing that. Sewing in from the back loop of the front square and the back square here. So I'm going to continue doing that and I'll see you at the end. So now I have come to my last stitch. And this is what it should look like. And we're just going to tug on both sides like this so that they can be flattened. So there it is. You can pull it a little bit tighter so that it's all flat and nice and neat. So now that we have done that side, we are going to go ahead and we are going to attach our next yarn. Sorry, I said yarn, but our next square. So I'm just going to show you how to do it with this bump in the way here. So remember, we're going into the back loops of each yarn here. Our square, I should say. I keep saying yarn. Sorry, I didn't cut this off. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and kind of weave in this part in. Sorry about that, guys. And then we can cut that off. So now we're going to attach our next square. So making sure that they are on both sides like this. And we're going to go into the back one here and the back one on this side. Back one here and a back one here. Back one here and a back one here. Okay, so now we have the bump here. So this stitch is right here and right here. So you can see that. And you're just going to continue doing that, attaching all your squares together, and then I'll meet you back up once I am done attaching all my squares. I'll see you then. So just continue doing the same thing over and over until you get all your 6 squares together. So guys, now I have come to the end of attaching all my squares together. There they are. So now I am going to show you how to weave in this tail. I should have actually drop it down underneath when we're sewing it together, but I'm just going to show you how to hide this part here. So I am going to go ahead and insert my needle into this part here, and I'm just going to pull that down through. And there you see it is now hiding. So now I'm going to go ahead and weave that tail in. And then cut my yarn off. So I have one more here remaining, but I'm just going to leave that one for now. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach these two together, and basically we'll be doing the same exact thing as we did. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach that part together, and I'll meet back up with you and we will start the circumference of the hat. So now I have come to the end of attaching my squares together here, and I'm just going to tug on this part here just to pull that down and straighten. So there it is, that's all done, and I'm just going to go ahead and weave in this part of my tail here. And then fasten off. So there it is, that's the body part of the hat now completed. So I'm just going to lay that aside for now, and we are going to start on the circumference here. So to begin that part, we will go ahead and make a magic ring. So wrap your yarn around your fingers just as we did before, and pull up a loop and chain 2. You're going to put 12 double crochet into this ring. So I'm going to go ahead and make my 12 double crochet, and I'll meet back up with you. So now I have come to the end of making my 12 double crochets here, and I'm just going to pull on my string and close that all up. So now I'm going to go ahead and make a slip stitch on top of my first double crochet. Now that I have done so, we're going to go ahead and chain 2, and into that same stitch where we had our first double crochet, we're going to yarn over and we're going to make 2 double crochet in that stitch. And we are going to make 2 double crochet in each stitch around, and you should have a total of 24 double crochets at the end of row 2. So continue making your 2 double crochet in each stitches around, and I'll meet back up with you. So now I have come to my last stitch here, and we're going to yarn over and make 2 double crochet there. And that completes row 2, where you will have a total of 24 stitch. Now I'm going to make my slip stitch into my first double crochet there. Chain up 2, 1, 2. Remember, chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Now moving on to row 3, you will yarn over, go back into that same stitch, and you will make 1 double crochet there. Into the next stitch, you will make 2 double crochet. So the sequence for row 3 is 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochet in the next stitch. You should have a total of 36 stitches at the end. So I'm just going to continue doing that, and I'll meet you at the end of row 3. So now I have come to my last stitch here, and I'm going to make my 2 double crochet in that stitch. So you should have a total of 36 stitches. Making my slip stitch here on top of my first double crochet, chain 2 again. You're going to yarn over, insert into that same space, and make 1 double crochet, Go into the next one and make 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochet in the next. So the sequence for row 4 is 1 double crochet and then 2 in the next. So you're going to continue doing that right around, and I'll see you at the end. So now I have come to the end of row 4 and I have a total of 48 stitches. So now I'm going to do my slip stitch as we did before, chain up 2, and now we're going to do 1 single crochet in that same stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next, and then 1 single crochet in the next, and then 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So the sequence for row 5 is 1 single crochet in separate stitches and then 2 in the next. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2 in the next here. You're going to continue doing that, and I will see you at the end of row 5. So now I have come to the end of row 5 and I have a total of 60 double crochet, making my slip stitch here, chain in 2, go back into that same stitch and make 1 double crochet. And we did 3 separate double crochet in separate stitches here. Now we'll be doing 4 double crochet in separate stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 in the next. So the sequence for row 6 is 1 double crochet in each stitches 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in the next. So you will continue doing that right around, and I'll see you at the end. So now I have come to the end of row 6 and you should have a total of 72 double crochets. Moving on to row 7, which is going to be our last row. Chain 2, and for this row we did 4 single crochets in each stitches. Now we'll be doing 5 single crochets in each stitch and then 2 in the next. You should have a total of 80 single crochet at the end of row 7. That's 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 in the next. So continue doing that, and I will see you at the end of row 7, which is our last and final row for the circumference. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 7 and I have a total of 84 double crochet. Now I'm going to do my slip stitch here, and this is what the circumference of our hat looks like. This is the width. This can fit an average size head. If you want yours to be bigger, you can just add more rows. So I'm just going to chain 1 here, and I'm going to leave a long tail because we will need this to sew down our hat together on top of this part here. So I'm just going to leave about that amount and cut that off. Just going to pull that through. And I'm going to lay this aside for now. So we're going to go ahead and reattach our yarn. So we're just going to do it here. And I'm going to chain 1. And I'm just going to give it a little tie. And we're going to weave this tail in as we work along. So now we are going to yarn over and we're going to make half double crochets here. So yarn over and make 1 half double crochet there. and then into the next stitch you will make half double crochet, and you will continue making half double crochets right along. Remember, each square has a total of 14, and 6 times 14 will give you 84. So you should have a total of 84 stitches at the end of making this. So I'm just going to continue doing that. So now I am here. I'm going to make 1 half double crochet here, yarn over, and we're going to go over into this one here, and we're going to make another half double crochet there, and continue making half double crochets right along. So you're basically going to do the same thing for each part here. Once you get here, you will do 1 here and continue going right around. So if you notice that you have more than 84 stitch, you can go ahead and reduce your stitches so that you have a total of 84. So I'm going to continue doing that right around, and I'll see you at the end. So now I have come to the end here, and I'm just going to make a slip stitch into our first half double crochet here. Chain 1, and we're going to go ahead and fasten off. And you should have a total of 84 half double crochets right around. If you don't have that amount, you can go ahead and add in between somewhere so that you have a total of 84. So now we are going to get our hat. So it's going to be like this, something like that. So what we're going to do now is we are going to get our darning needle, and we're going to attach this part. I think it's a little bit too long for me. Take off a little bit. So you can go into any part and attach your hat. So I'm just going to start on this side here. And remember, this is our first stitch. So just as we did before when we were making these part here, we go into the back loops of each side. That's the same thing that we're going to do here. So I'm just going to put it in like that. And we are going to continue doing that. And when you get to a good amount, like probably one, when you finish sewing 1 square, you can go ahead and tug on your yarn so that this inner part here will lay nice and flat. So you will tug on it like this and continue to do that right around. Make sure that you don't miss any of your stitches when you are sewing your hat together. So I am just going to continue doing that. Until I get to the end. So remember to tug on your yarn as you go along. Like that. So that the sewing can lay nice and flat. So I'm going to continue doing this and I'll see you there. So now I am at my last 2 stitches here remaining. And then I'm just going to tug on that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to insert my needle right down into that part and pull that through. There it is, all clean, nicely sewed around. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my needle and weave in my tail. And just as we did when we were doing our half double crochet at the top there of the hat, we're going to do that around the brim here as well. And I'm going to fasten off. Now we're going to reattach our yarn for the bottom part here. And do the same thing again. Give that a tie. And we're going to yarn over and make 1/2 double crochet there and 1/2 double crochet in the next stitch. Continue doing that right around, and I will see you at the end of making my 1/2 double crochets. So now I have come to the end here, and I'm just going to make a slip stitch. Now that I have made my slip stitch there, and I'm just going to chain 1 and into the front loops of each stitches here, we are going to go ahead and we are going to make 1/2 double crochets into those loops. So we're going to yarn over, go back into this first stitch here because we need to make back that stitch. And we're going to make our first 1/2 double crochet there and continue making 1/2 double crochets into the front loop of each stitches, and we're going to do 6 1/2 double crochets, and into the 7th 1/2 double crochet you will do an increase. So that's 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and now we will do 2 in the next. So that's 1 and 2. Now you're going to do you're going to do 1/2 double crochet in the next 6 stitch, and then you will repeat the same thing right around. So after your 6 1/2 double crochet in separate stitches, you will do 2 1/2 double crochet in the next. So this is how we're making the brim of the hat. and I will put in on the screen the instructions and how to do the remaining rows, and I will see you at the end of making my row here. So now I have come to the end of making my half double crochets in the front loop of each stitches. So now moving along, we will only make half double crochet in both loops. So we're going to yarn over and go into that first stitch there and make our first half double crochet. And now this is where our stitch marker will come into play. And you will continue making half double crochet, but this time you will be doing 7 half double crochet and then an increase in the next. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. In the 8th stitch you'll do an increase. 1 and 2. Again, you'll do 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In the 8th stitch, we're doing an increase, so 2 half double crochet in that stitch, and you're going to continue that right around. Once you get to the next row, you will do 8 half double crochets in separate stitches and then 2 in the next. So I'll put all that information on the screen. Once you are through making all your rows, I will meet you back up where we'll be doing our last row of slip stitches. So all the instructions will be on the screen, so you will see what to do. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I'll meet you at the end of making my increases. So now I have come to the end of making the brim of the hat here, and now we're going to remove our stitch marker, and to finish off we are going to, instead of doing a slip stitch, we are going to do 2 single crochet. So 1 and 2, and then after that 2 single crochet, then we will do slip stitches right around. So I'm just going to slip stitch here. That's 1, and I'm going to use my stitch marker to mark that first slip stitch, and then we will slip stitch into all the stitches right around the brim of the hat to complete the hat brim, or the brim of the hat. Sounds funny when I said hot brim. Yeah, so to finish the brim of the hat, so I'm just going to continue doing that, slip stitches in each stitches right around until you get back to the first slip stitch here. So I'll meet you back there. So now I have my last stitch here. And I'm just going to remove my stitch marker, and I'm going to place 1 slip stitch in that stitch. And then I'm going to fasten off. And I'm going to use my darning needle here. And I'm going to go ahead and weave my tail in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go, I see a best, okay. So I am going to insert my hook. So hope you can see that well. Sorry, I'm saying hook. My darning needle right in the center part here. I'm just going to pull that through. And that is how I am going to close off my hat. It's looking cute and neat. And I'm going to go ahead and weave my tail in. I'm just going to use a smaller needle. So I'm just going to go ahead and weave my tail in now. And if you have any other loose ends or ends that you need to be weaved in, you can go ahead and do so, and I'll meet back up with you. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, this is the end look of our hat, and I went ahead and I weaved in all my tails, and I also add on a little tag here that says made with love. This is looking cute, and it looks more official with the tag on there. So yeah, this is the end. I hope that you loved this tutorial, and I hope that it was beneficial to you and the instruction was easy to follow. I am just going to do a little quick measurement so you can see how tall the hat is. So I'm just going to measure from the number 1 here going down. So it is showing that a hat is measured 10 inches long, and it is it's almost 11 inches wide. Almost. Yeah, it's almost. Well, I could say it's 11 inches wide. Let me just press down. Yeah. So guys, so I hope that you love this tutorial, and I love the way how the hat turned out. It is looking very cute. And again, I love this tone, this yarn tone. I use it to make a hat for my daughter in my previous video. I will link that next to this video so you can see that. So if you want to have a daisy hat with a cute, cool tone yarn, you can use this yarn or the shade yarn to make one of your own, or whatever color of your choice that you want to use to make your daisy bucket hat. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.